Right. Welcome everybody to this global healing miracle experiment. Today is, oh my goodness, what is today, Jana? 31st?
It is the 31st.
31st of January. First day and the best day of the rest of our lives. I guess the best day yet. I should say that much. I just want to, as everyone's coming in, I just want to welcome you such with my heart to your heart. I want to thank Mike for helping with technology today, Jonathan for helping, Jana for helping facilitate. We have some incredible real stories of people just like you living all over the world that can literally change your life forever. We have some surprise musical selections that can help drop you from your head into your heart. And today will be a lot more interactive, which you're going to be interacting with the people literally around the world who have that same heart, that same vibration in their heart to change their own lives and change the lives of those they love, change this world through applying these very powerful ancient secrets of a master healer. All right. So first of all, welcome. In the chat, I want you to put, where are you joining from and what's one thing you're grateful for today? So one thing, I got Nina says, hello and good morning, Dr. Clinton all. Nina, I happen to know where you're from. So, Gary from Sausalito. Gary, you can unmute yourself. Gary, what's one thing you're grateful for?
Berlin,
I am grateful for you creating this community. But I never thought I'd be grateful for anybody waking me up at 7:30 in the morning. That's all. It was Sunday.
Oh, beautiful. Jana, where are you joining from? What's one thing you're grateful for today?
I'm joining from Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm so grateful that Gary Malcolm is up at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Nice. How about you, Mike? Where are you joining from? What's one thing you're grateful for this morning?
Well, I'm originally from my mother, but after that, Salt Lake City, Utah. And I am just grateful for the beautiful weather we have here and just a beautiful day. And it's amazing.
Well, I'm grateful for your mother, Mike. She gave us you.
And likewise, to all the mothers. In fact, I am sure that everybody here came from a mother, and not one person has ever been born from a man.
All right, I'm really loving that.
I had a really profound experience on Monday about that. I'll share in just a little bit. But first, John, where are you joining from? What's one thing you're grateful for today?
Sure. Well, I'm joining from chilly, Oklahoma. Actually, speaking of chilly, it's been rather warm here, but overall, I'm really been grateful for, I guess, the experience of this whole course and class and the insights I've gotten and seen other people get and been able just to be a part of. So it's actually been a big point of joy in my life here lately.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, most of you know right now happening is the 100-day course in Ancient Secrets. Well, for 14 weeks, we have over 255 people from around the world that are going more in depth on what are these ancient secrets. Not just learning about the fruits, but what are the roots? Dr. always says there's princesses, I'm sorry, not princesses. There is princesses. In fact, with Dr. I've met princesses, dukes, royalties, Hollywood, Bollywood stars, billionaires. Anyway, but there's principles, processes, and results. Principles, processes, and results. And the principles are so foundational when you learn them and you learn the processes, and then the results are predictable. It looks like miracles. In fact, we call this the Global Healing Miracle Call because it's just so amazing. On today's call, you're going to just be so delighted with the stories you hear and how simple it is sometimes to see very deep healing possible. But it's actually based on a science, an ancient science that's predictable. And when you learn the principles like so many of these people in the 100-day course are doing, you become such a powerful force of healing, of good on this planet, of contagious healing. We're going to hear some amazing stories about that. So many reasons why I'm grateful you're here. I see a lot of people putting in the chat what they're grateful for. Maybe Jana, you and I can read some. First of all, Kyle wants to acknowledge, Mike, your great wisdom. You know, so much wisdom comes from you. How did you know that none of us came from a man? It's amazing. But everyone's we could just hang up today and we're just all glad we came because of that great wisdom.
I don't think I'll take any time to explain it. Just trust me on this.
Okay. Oh, I was going to say this. On Monday, I had such a profound experience. So as part of the 100-day course, we have challenge activities every week. This last week too, we had the challenge activity actually to follow Dr. Ram's example. His master, Dr. Ram went to him for 100 days saying, please teach me, please teach me, please teach me. He always would say, come tomorrow, come tomorrow, come tomorrow. Finally, on the 100th day, Dr. Ram says, I'm not leaving. I'm not going to leave this spot until you teach me. And his master, Baba Ramdas, actually, here, I'll show you his picture real quick. This guy here. This is Dr. Ram's master, Baba Ramdas. He was, at this time in this picture, he's about 115 years, Dr. Ram said, 115 years young, many years to go. So he was a very wise teacher. And he said to Dr. Ram, who decides? Dr. Ram says, I decide. And Baba Ramdas says, oh, maybe that's your problem. Dr. Ram says he was like a Zen teacher where, you throw something and usually people react. But here you just throw something and he just responds, not fazed by anything. So he's sitting there as he's taking pulse after pulse of, that day, 70, 80 people came. After about 30 people, Dr. Ram was squirming. His legs were just squirming. He needed to use the restroom so bad. He's just like his bladder was about to burst. Baba Ramdas says, oh, Dr. Ram, what's the problem? Dr. Ram says, I need to go to the restroom. He's like, well, I thought you were gonna stay there until you learn. He's like, yeah, I want to learn. He's like, okay, if you want to learn, then come tomorrow. At that point, Dr. Ram just burst into tears. He waited 100 days to learn these ancient secrets, to learn this ancient science. And he just burst into tears. And Baba Ramdas says, okay. And something in that moment touched his heart. He says, okay, you can start learning. Dr. Ram says, great, what do I do first? He says, go use the toilet. So Dr. Ram ran to use the toilet, came back. Then he says, okay, I'm ready. I want to learn the ancient art and science of pulse healing, of Marma Shakti, of how someone can live to 100 years with vibrant health, unlimited energy, and peace of mind. Please teach me these secrets. Baba Ramdas says, okay, super. Well, how many people use the toilet today? He said, I don't know, maybe 30, 40 people. Super. So if you want to learn this ancient art and science, the very first thing you need to do, Dr. Ram, is go and clean that toilet. Now, Dr. Ram was shocked. He says, because he was just trained at university. He was already a doctor, and in India also, different class of people clean the toilets, just the way it has been for a long time. So many conflicts came in his mind. And he said, I don't know. I think maybe you misunderstood me, respected teacher. I don't want to learn how to clean the toilet. I want to learn how to do pulse, Marma Shakti. I want to learn these ancient secrets. At that point, Baba Ramdas says, oh, you want to learn the ancient secrets? Oh, I see. Okay, no problem. Come tomorrow. Okay, so then Dr. Ram ran to clean the toilet as fast as he could, came back, and he says, okay, I cleaned the toilet. Now, please teach me. Just teach me. Baba Ramdas says, first of all, let me check your work. So he hobbles over. Dr. Ram says, what do you mean check my work? I need to check your work. I need to see how you did. So he hobbles over to the toilet area. He says, Dr. Ram, horrible job. It's still messy here. It still smells here. You missed this. And he says this really powerful thing. He says, how do you expect to clean the bodies, minds, emotions of men and women if you can't even clean a toilet? How do you expect? And Dr. Ram says in the whole story, he was teaching him so many things, so many subtle things are in this story. One of them is that the greatest obstacle any of us have to seeing ourselves or others clearly is ego and fear. And so the process of the training with Dr. Ram was about how do you melt that ego? How do you melt that fear? The second thing is what Baba Ramdas said to him next, which changed his whole life forever. Baba Ramdas says, whatever you do, whether it's cleaning a toilet, eating food with your family, being on a Zoom call like this, he didn't say that, but I'm just saying that. He said, whatever you do, you give your 100%. So when you're cleaning this toilet, I expect you to give 100%. So then Dr. Ram says, okay, I'm going to do it. And he did. He cleaned the toilet so good, you could eat off of the floor, And he came back, he says, oh, Baba Ramdas, thank you. I did my 1000% best. Now the toilet is so clean. And he says, now can my training start? Baba Ram Dass looked at him and with this wisdom, he says, you don't know. Your training already began. So this last week, these 250 plus people from over 34 countries had this challenge assignment to go and clean a public toilet. And it was so remarkable, so amazing. Yesterday, as we gathered and we heard the stories of people, the conflict in their mind and their heart, the tension in their body, the fear about what about COVID, the fear about what about this, the fear about this, anxieties, what if people see me, where can I go, this, all kinds of things coming up. And in those holy moments, observing themselves and seeing where is the fear in me? Where is the ego in me? You know? And then am I gonna do this the same way I've done everything in my life, or am I gonna do this with my 100%? And really the stories of what happened to people as they did this, I'm hoping many people on this call today will share, because it was so powerful, so transformational. And I just felt like Dr. Ram must be so happy. So happy with us. So happy that this many people all over the world are facing fear and ego in such a powerful, dynamic way. This call today, I anticipate, will be one of the best calls of your life. So have your notebook ready, have your heart open, be ready to share. It's going to be very interactive. And right at the opening of it, just to drop us from our head to our heart, I just invite Gary Malkin, one of my dearest friends on planet Earth, to share with us a piece, a musical alchemy of spoken word and music that can really help us to resonate at the speed of love.
Oh my God. What a privilege. I so love to be able to share the opportunity for us to make that most significant journey from the head to the heart. And this track is a new track. You know how much I love setting spoken word to music, and the way that that happens, I call it alchemical wisdom. It drops us into a more integrated space, body, mind, heart, and soul. So close your eyes. And this is a tribute. If you don't want to close your eyes, I don't know if we'll be doing Spotlight until later. So this is a way to drop deep in and be grateful for the part of you that has been a caregiver. And not just a healthcare, not literally a professional caregiver, but any time that you've put all of your attention into caring for another, including caring for yourself, right? The act of loving yourself through care. And this is dedicated to you. Here we go. These are famous people, starting with Desmond Tutu, John Borisenko, all these other number of people speaking directly to you, enhanced through the power of music.
You are precious, with a preciousness that cannot be computed. Nothing, absolutely nothing, can separate you from the source of all life. Nothing, not disease, not suffering, not even death.
Remember what brought you here in the first place. You were born to uplift and help others in their time of need. What you do and think and feel matters more than you'll ever know.
Have mercy. Please be kind to yourself. We are, after all, just human. That's good enough.
What's needed is your presence, your love, your caring, all these things that you might think are not enough are exactly what is needed. Do all the good that you can, in all the ways that you can, to all the people that you can, for as long as ever you can.
My wish for you is that you'll take the time to get in touch with and to remember your own good heart.
Go forth, sustained by the knowledge that you are precious, you are embraced, able to go forth with a courage that is not your own, because its source is the source of all that is beautiful, that is good, that is true.
Oh, so feel how you feel now, expanded in your heart and your soul and your commitment to the good. And as we all join together, let's celebrate the beauty of our capacity to be in the spirit that the ancient sequence was created for the benefit of all. Thank you. Have a beautiful call today.
So beautiful. Jaina?
Now you guys know why I'm so grateful that Gary was up so early in the morning. His music just touches our hearts, touches my heart and my soul. I'm so grateful that his mother brought him into this world. Thank you, Gary.
That piece is from Care for the Journey, and maybe Gary, you could just put in the chat where people can find it. If you can go to wisdomoftheworld.com, you can find some of the beautiful pieces of music anytime you want to drop from your head to your heart. Speaking about mothers,
Connected to
Liliana, so welcome to your voice. We just welcome you here, and I'm just going to put you on mute for a second. Okay, beautiful. I just want to say that, yeah, so grateful. Gary's mother, she just turned 97 years young. Speaking of Gary's mother, she is this force to be reckoned with. In fact, I shared with everyone a voice message she left on my phone one time where she talked about how she tried to call me 3 or 4 times, realized she had a different number in it, was calling some guy from New York. But then she ended up making friends with that guy, and he was depressed. And he says, actually, can I call you anytime I want to? And so just through an accidental phone call, Gary's mother made this kind of a loving connection. On the message, she says, Glenn, I'm reading your book right now. And wow, it's such a great book. Is there anywhere I can buy some extra copies for my friends? Everyone's dying to read it. And then she just is always having a way of connecting with people. I don't think she's met a stranger in her life. She just has this love, and she's not politically correct. She says whatever's on her mind. She speaks it as it occurs to her. And so Gary is like the walking editing machine, trying to blurt out certain stuff when we have her speaking in public.
I try, but it's fruitless every time.
We got to have her.
My favorite phrase that she says that really is so wise. She says, if it doesn't breathe, it's not important. So don't talk to me about anything that doesn't breathe, because if it doesn't breathe, I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah. I had a chance to actually get her to sign her book. She wrote a book called The Jewish Mother's Guide to Professional Worrying. Actually, Gary's brother wrote it about her. It's one of the most hilarious books. It's so fun. And that's what I
Dr.
gave her.
Clint,
What's that?
can I just show this book?
Oh, you have it, Janet.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
I love Pearl. She is just amazing.
Yeah, Jewish Mother's Guide to Professional Worry. So if anyone is feeling sad, depressed, discouraged ever, I just want to invite you. You can call Pearl Malkin, and she'll always be there for you. She'll be so grateful for you. Thank you, Janet, for showing that. That's so beautiful. So we'll have her on the call. Speaking of mothers, it just feels like appropriate. As I was sharing that story about cleaning the toilets, when I was cleaning the toilets on Tuesday morning, the thought that came just to me over and over again was honor the mother, honor the mother. And it was really profound. I was thinking of all the times in which my pride and my ego has like stopped me, like honestly, even all the times on these calls, when there's some miracle happening or something, I just get so excited, but then sometimes the call turns too much to me. Like it feels like it's too much about me. And even I don't think that's of service in the best way possible. And so as much as possible today, I want to make it more and more about you and the power that's in you, the divine that's in you. Dr. Naram, he says so clearly, he says, anytime a patient came to him, a person came to him for help, he never felt like he was some great doctor doing some great thing for those other people. He says, Aditi Devo Bhava is the principle. Aditi Devo Bhava means treat the unexpected guest as if God himself or herself has come to visit you. And in that space, you get to honor the divine in this person. You see the God in him or her, and you get to help clean the temple and then make the God in them happy. The whole phrase namaste or namaskar is really the divine in me sees and honors the divine in you. And so in the space of honoring mother, in the space of honoring Mother Earth, in the space of honoring our own mothers, Dr. Ram also said that this healing science, his master, Baba Ram Das, was like a mother, had that kind of mothering energy. He says all the herbs, it's almost like some things that a mother would give a baby, making them that safe and that gentle. Even Dr. Ram, so many times, he would say that the energy he has for most people is like a mother. So in this space of nurturing, which the world is so full of anxiety, of fear, of uncertainty, of ego, of pride, of fear, like all kinds of things are coming up. How can we more and more nurture ourselves, honor our heart, honor our humanity, and as a collective community, create something that's never before existed on the planet before that we know of, which is really coming from love, leaning into love. The very opening quote in the book is so simple and so profound. I didn't come to teach you, I came to love you, and love will teach you. So right now we have a really powerful story I wanted to start off with this story. We have some great musical pieces, one dedicated to Dr. Ram from two fantastic musicians in Canada we're going to come to. But right now I wanted to start with a very powerful story of my friend Heidi. And Heidi, actually, I'm just going to let her share her own story with you. Some of you have heard it before, months and months ago. And it's powerful for a lot of reasons, because it's a concept about contagious healing as well. In a world we're afraid of contagious, what if we become nucleus of contagious healing? So Heidi, can you share your story, starting about what the difficulty, the pain, the challenge?
So last November, it was mid-November, I had got COVID. Just didn't, I just thought that I had some, like a little cold or something, because I'd been out the week before because the weather had been so beautiful here. But of course, it's just that time of year where you can easily catch a cold. And so I just that morning woke up and I was like, I felt amazing. And all of a sudden, within 30 minutes, I was incredibly sick, which was just, it was crazy to switch so quickly from feeling so good when I woke up to so incredibly sick. And so, of course, I, went through, I have two young kids that are 10 and 12, and their father had COVID a couple weeks before that. So I wasn't too surprised. So I I immediately just turned to the book and like got the ingredients for the immunity tea. And luckily I already had a huge pot of mung bean soup that I had made. So for the next, I immediately just turned to that and started doing that and eliminated everything else from my diet. And when I don't know if this happens to a lot of people, but when I'm not feeling well or if I have the flu or something, I just crave sugar so badly. And I so wanted something sweet to eat. I'm like, nope, not going to do it. We're just going to do what we have to do to see how, long this takes to eliminate it. And it was a rough couple days. And then I was, I was making, I think, the immunity tea a little bit incorrectly, but it still worked. But in the second day, then I had woke up, or that night I had slept horribly, and I was in just so much pain. And I kind of joked to myself, I felt like it was COVID and turmeric in my body having a battle, because it was so horrible. And I had, woke up and drank the tea again and had a bowl of soup and took a nap, and I woke up and felt perfect. It was totally gone. And just amazing experience of going through that, and within 48 hours being completely healed from COVID. So after that, I was a little bit tired here and there. But other than that, it did take a little bit of time for my taste and smell to come back, but completely fine. So just incredible experience.
It's so powerful. So I got this message from Heidi through Facebook Messenger. She says, "Hi, Clint. I hope you're doing amazing. I saw your Facebook Live. It's always good to see your smiling face. I wanted to mention I had the unfortunate opportunity to use one of Dr. Ram's home remedies a few days ago. It was a positive on Friday for COVID by Sunday." And she talks about how most of her friends were out for 2 weeks, or more. She says, by Sunday afternoon, I was completely fine. Absolutely incredible. My friends cannot believe how quickly I bounced back. Do you mind if I share the recipe online along with my story? I'll share the book as well. I've already gifted about 20 books so far. Amazing. So Heidi, anything else you want to share about this powerful story before I do something really surprising and fun for you?
Oh, no, I don't think so. Like, I shared the story a few months ago, and yeah, honestly, I've been so busy over the last few months, I haven't had the opportunity to sit in on a lot of the Sunday morning calls, which I always love to do. So.
Yeah. Well, it took a while for us to actually get this picture too, but this was one of the very first pictures when I met Heidi. And so now we finally have the picture that you can post with the post. But
yeah.
What happened after that, Heidi, you don't know, but when you shared it, so there's a concept that we share on these calls, which is contagious healing. Contagious healing. After you shared your call, whenever that was a couple months ago, it impacted many people. So everyone who's on this call who heard Heidi's story and it impacted you in some way, I don't know if you can see, but if you click on participants, under participants, you can raise your hand. I just want you to raise your hand if Heidi's story impacted you in some way. I just want you, Heidi, to see this. This is contagious healing. You got so many people. Anna, Jane,
oh, that's so beautiful.
Razi,
Amazing.
Vinay, Catherine, John, Gail, Rajani, Michael, Nusrat, Yukiko, Hussein, Suzanne, Elsa, Barbara, Sislin, Samkita, Michael. I could keep reading. So cool. This is contagious healing.
Yes.
I get chills when I see this kind of stuff, Heidi. I want to have a couple people share, Heidi, just so you can actually hear their story. RT actually is a doctor from Germany, and she had a really powerful experience. RT, can you unmute yourself, and we'll have a couple people share about what happened as a result of you sharing. And Mike, can you spotlight both of them at the same time? Let's see, RT, are you able to share? Oh, maybe she's not on the call. Oh, let's see here. Just 1 second. Okay, I don't know if she may not actually be on the call right now, but she has an amazing story. You know, she's been part of the miracle experiment game for a long time. And on our calls, sometimes she say, you know, everyone else is having miracles, but I'm not having any miracle. I don't know, I'm not having any miracle. And so anyway, after you shared, she sent me a message that was so excited. She says, guess what? I finally had my miracle. It works. She was so excited. She had this pain in her shoulder and she went to many different specialists. And it turns out it was kind of a pneumonia. She had listened with her stethoscope to her own lungs. She could hear it was off and the pain was there. She made the remedy that's on page 293 of this book. And just from making the remedy on page 293 for boosting immunity, she said the next morning she woke up, the pain was gone. And I've never seen her more happy, more excited, more at peace. Oh, she's just coming in. Good. I think maybe she was watching on Facebook, but I want her to share her story. Good. Arati, and as a physician, when she shared her story, we did a Facebook Live. And then from that, so many other people were helped. Just 1 second. Arati, are you able to unmute yourself and share?
Hi, hello. I just joined, so I don't know really what you were talking about.
I was just sharing when Heidi shared her story about taking the remedy on page 293, and then you did it. And can you share your story? What happened?
Yes, that was this wonderful immunity tea, which was so helpful when I heard about it, that she was using it for her COVID-19, and within 2 days she felt so good. I was really amazed and surprised, and then I went, and right on that day after this meeting, I made this tea, and we drank it, we consumed it, and we just had little bit sniffles. We didn't have COVID-19 at any time, but we liked it, and we continued using it for, I think, almost a month. And then we felt so good that we kind of slowly, dropped it. And we did spread the news, because my husband's family in the States, in Los Angeles, four family members got COVID-19, pretty much one after the other. And then they also infected their friends and colleagues. And so, yes, so we did spread the news about this wonderful tea.
Yeah, amazing. Everyone who heard, I just want to, Arati, I have a surprise for you too. So everyone who heard Arati share her story, either on the Facebook Live or on this call, and was impacted by her story, I just want you to raise your hand, just so Arati, you can see what kind of contagious healing you helped spread. Dr. Ashwini was impacted by it. Andrea was impacted. Aparna, Savan from UK, Michael Evans, Chris Bishop. We got Hussein, Anne, Jane, Vinay, Yukiko, Rajani, like a whole flood. So I just want to say this is powerful. And yeah, I just want, in this moment, if you are impacted by their stories and you have some powerful story, can you just unmute yourself about what happened as a result of listening to Heidi or listening to Arati, and then how you applied it, how you helped yourself or someone else? You can just unmute yourself, and we'll just have 1 or 2 people share. Anyone want to share their story? Let's see here.
I got really brave from these guys.
Okay, Anne, please share your story.
So it's crazy. Like, not only do we always have a pot of mung bean soup on the stove, but we always have a little pot of the immune paste. And it doesn't even get to be tea, because we're just constantly hitting it, constantly taking a lick from the spoon. And we use all the spoons. You have to go digging for a spoon, because everybody just keeps taking a lick and throwing their spoon in the sink. And so now patients come, now they're leaving with jars of mung bean soup, and now we even are saving little glass things from the yogurt to fill with the immune paste. Now they're leaving with immune paste. Meg Hudson, who used to be on these calls all the time, is now taking care of someone in Wilmington who's sick, and I promised her today to bring her mung bean soup and immune paste. And it's because of you guys. So we're gonna have a big snowstorm. I got to get to her before that. But it made me brave now. I'm giving it to the goats, giving it to the dogs, giving it to the babies. Thank you. It's working.
So powerful. If this is just one remedy and one application, and these kind of waves happen, it's so powerful, so impactful. I should actually say, just out of legality reasons, there's a medical disclaimer in the book, and we should say on all the calls, if you get sick, please go to your doctor. If you have a medical concern, go to your medical doctor. All these cases are remarkable. Results can vary, and we love you. And why not do something natural? And why not try to do something with ancient secrets that can change your life, you know? But for legal reasons, I just want to say, definitely, if you get sick and you have an emergency, call 911. If you're worried about COVID, get tested, be safe. And at the same time, why not do something awesome? You know, why not do something that can change your life and change so many other people's lives? Anyone else have one story they want to share about when you heard Heidi share, when you heard Arati share, and you applied it or gave it to someone you love? Anyone else have a story they want to share? Okay.
Yeah, can I share?
Yeah, please. Who is this?
Yeah, Rajni.
Okay, please.
Yeah. So after I heard Heidi and Aarti using the herbal tea, I thought it's really very powerful. And then it happened that my sister and her whole family got COVID. And so I gave the remedy to her also. And she started drinking from the next day onwards. And she said it's so good. So like it's so soothing. And it helped them to recover really faster, you know. And my neighbor also got COVID. I told him. So he said, I've already been taking herbal tea for a long time. So I know. I said, this is very different. This is very powerful. So I gave the recipe and they also started taking it. His recovery was also very fast. He said, thought I will be going to the hospital. Instead, you know, you helped me to stay at home. Like, so, and I've been also taking it. My whole family has been taking it now, like for 3-4 months. And we have not got COVID so far.
So powerful. Thank you so much. Heidi, what's it like hearing all these stories?
It's absolutely beautiful. Oh, I love it so much.
Really beautiful. So now I just thank you, Rajini. People all over the world, literally all over the world have benefited. My sister-in-law, she actually has been giving out like care packages to people, you know, with a book, with mung beans, and with the remedy for, you know, anytime she finds out anyone is sick at all, she gives this care package. My mom gives books and beans. In fact, here in Utah, if anyone's in Utah area, my mom is inviting everyone over on Sunday night for a mung bean cook-off. You know, we're going to have a books and beans evening to celebrate vibrant health, unlimited energy, and peace of mind. Let me know if you're interested in coming to that. But right now, anyone who's been impacted by Heidi's story, by Arati's story, I just want you to unmute yourself. And I want you to say, thank you, Heidi. I love you. Thank you, Arati. I love you. You can just unmute yourself in this moment. We're going to have a beautiful experience of just flooding you with love.
Thank you, Heidi. I love you. Thank you, everybody. I love you,
Heidi and Arati. I love you.
I love Arati. I love you.
Heidi.
Thank you, Heidi.
Thank you, Heidi.
Thank you, Heidi. So glad you're here.
So beautiful. So powerful. So if any of you have a story about how Heidi's story impacted you, how Arati's story impacted you, I want you to put it in the chat or email it to me, and I want to compile a book, and the book will be called Contagious Healing. You know, Mike has such a fantastic story about when he healed himself, how it impacted all those around him that he loves. Now, Heidi, we have this fantastic story. Also, Mandy, who will be on a call in the future, she has such a powerful story. So if you have any stories like that, I just want you to post them there. I want to acknowledge that just from one single remedy that Dr. Naram shared, you know, how many people's lives have been changed in the moment they needed it the most. You know, probably never before on planet Earth has any kind of a dis-ease come with more fear, anxiety, tension, and the lives of all of humanity being worried about it simultaneously at the same time, you know? So why is this book released right at this moment? You know, why? It's just like, just so amazing. Then why, before the book was even published, people from all over the world volunteered to translate it into more than 30 languages. We had more than 100 people working on translating into over 30 languages. Last week, we honored several of them, and today I want to honor some more. So if you're one of the people helping translate the book into one of these languages, I just want you to unmute yourself. Just share your name and what language you're helping translate it into, or the bonus videos, or helping proofread it. But I just want to honor a couple people. So maybe let's see. Eliza, are you able to share first of all? Eliza?
Yes, hi, Dr. Clint and everyone. It's been a serendipitous happening to have me translate the book into Russian. I felt attracted to Dr. Naram teaching, and it was middle of the night that I get this call for translators. I said, what a wonderful occasion. It was happening all during the time of COVID, and it gave me so much strength in the time when I needed. I want to tell everyone that there is some sacred knowledge passed through this book, and I think we all have the healer in us. And whenever you read the book, you become a healer and pass the message. I'm truly honored to have met Dr. Clinton in my path. I think he's an amazing human being, and I believe this project is doing a lot of good around the world. The more healthy, the more balanced we are, the happier we are. So it's all conducive to peace, I feel.
Ah, so beautiful.
Lots of love to everyone.
And you're helping translate it into Russian, correct?
Yes.
Amazing Russian. In fact, just for fun, I wanted to show you. This is like so cool. I don't know why this makes me so happy, but I'm just going to show you the screen. Yeah, here we go. So this is all the book covers already translated. And I don't know if we're going to see Russian on here. Let's see. Do you see Russian on here?
Not yet.
Okay, well, we got Russian coming too. It's fantastic. Amazing. Thank you so much. Ah, so grateful for you and this seva that you're doing. How many people's lives are going to change now that this book will be ready in Russian? Thank you so much. Beautiful. All right, now I want to highlight Savan. Savan, can you unmute yourself? And I just want to have you share which language you're translating it into and how you're helping.
Namaste all. I've proofread the book in Gujarati and I'm now also helping to translate the bonus videos at the end of each chapter into Gujarati to be released shortly and to obviously go into publication. So far, I've also handed out probably about 20-25 books over the course of probably about 7 months, kind of benefiting people. And they're also passing on the knowledge. Sometimes it's the immunity tea, sometimes it's the mug soup, or sometimes it's just the mama phones. So I feel that obviously through Dr. Clint, through Dr. Naram, through following this journey, not only am I helping heal myself, but heal all others around me. Even if it's not through the book, it's through the love, through the compassion, and through the seva that we're all doing in many ways. So thank you.
So powerful. I want to say Savan he's a powerful example of the first quote in the book. I didn't come to teach you, I came to love you, and love will teach you. He's someone that just goes out of his way to love people and serve them. In the 100-day course, he just saw people needed help. So they're having problems accessing technology. He personally called 7, 8, 9, 10, I don't know how many people just to help him walk through how to log in, how to get access to the recordings, how to find out where the challenge assignments are. I love you, Savan. I'm so glad having this much love integrated into translations, into any work. It's just such a sign of, wow, this has that vibration. So thank you, Savan. I'm so grateful for you. And also, he didn't want to be acknowledged today. He says, no, I prefer to be in the background. I was like, no, that's why we need you to be acknowledged. So many people like this are working behind the scenes with love, just with pure love, like Savan. He represents so many people that are just giving and giving with love. And it just doesn't seem right to not acknowledge you, because that's the real gold. It's the secret weapon. It's the secret to contagious healing is loving that much and putting it into it. Everyone can feel it. So thank you, Savan.
Thank you.
All right, Afsena, I want to highlight you and also the other people helping translate into Farsi. And then I have a real miracle story I want Janet to share, and a real surprise guest that we have today as well. So Afsena, can you share and introduce us to the other people? Let's see, Afsena, if you're able to, that's here. Okay, I'm not sure if you're ready to share or not, but there's other people who have helped translate into Farsi. We can come back to them. Some other powerful people that are helping translate to Farsi. It's almost ready in Farsi. Last week we heard it's already almost ready in Arabic. It's completed in Portuguese, German, Italian, Hindi, Gujarati, Spanish is really, really, really close. So many languages. And so as a result, Mike, can you talk about real quick the bonus videos that are with each chapter? The actual bonus video you can access where you can actually meet the person in the chapter, hear Dr. Ram talk about the secrets?
Yeah, I think that the bonus videos, if you haven't come across them yet, absolutely check them out. It is so amazing to have your mind blown by reading these unbelievable stories that fill you with skepticism, but then to go online, excuse me, to go online and actually see the people that Clint's writing about and the sincerity and the gratitude they have. It just is, it's amazing, and each chapter, it it's to read it and then to see it involves different senses and I think different parts of the brain that just gives you a whole different experience of I don't know, of it. The skepticism gets blown away, and it's like, but they're right there. And it, yeah, definitely. I've never read another book that has done what you did, Clint, with having a chapter and then don't believe me, see the people who I wrote about.
Yeah, it's really powerful. So as the book is getting ready in those languages, and it's also a chance to actually meet Dr. Ram. It's such a gift. I got to record these with him before he left the body. Nick, I don't know if you're on this call, both Nick and Janet, if you can unmute yourself and turn on your video, I want you to share about what's happening now with the translation of these, and then what was one of the miracles that happened on this most recent call. Nick, are you able to show your video and unmute yourself? Oh, good. And Janet?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, good. Nick and Janet are coordinating this effort to translate the bonus videos into all of these languages. And I just want to spotlight you guys. Can you share about this process and then also one of the miracles that happened on this last call?
Well, I can tell about the story. I just love this story. We were just doing this amazing video Zoom the other day and just meeting with the group. And there was somebody that we weren't familiar with. So Dr. Clint asked who Supertramp was. And he came on and he started talking.
There was a different name on it, but I actually
Joubert Supertramp.
Yeah, and we had so many languages represented. We had Portuguese represented in a way. We had Italian represented. We had Spanish represented. We had French represented. We had Gujarati, Hindi represented, but we didn't have German. And the whole call, I'm thinking, man, who can help with the German translation of these bonus videos so people can benefit? And we didn't recognize this person that came on the call. And Nick, what were you thinking at the time when he started to speak?
I was really excited to see him. He said, he told us a little bit about how he found the Zoom call that was for the translators who are going to be translating the subtitles. So what it is that we have these bonus videos, and so Janet and I and some other people have been working on trying to correctly transcribe the subtitles so that they represent what's spoken in the videos. And so we were doing this meeting where we're taking then that English and we're going to be releasing it to the different people translating to the different languages. So we had this meeting, and somehow his name's Hussein, even though his screen name, like we were saying, is Joubert. He had found this link from something he saw on Dr. Giovanni's thing about today's meeting, and we were using the same link on Zoom. So he joined in, and he's like, "Wait, this is live? What's going on?" But he told us a story about how he wanted to share, or he felt drawn to this book, and then he was like, "What's going on?" And we said, "Hey, you might be here for a reason. Like, if you're excited about this, if you want to," and my thought was, hey, if you're excited about this and you want to learn more about these secrets, if you want to learn them deeper and deeper, as Dr. Naram would say, and that's one of the things is I've done looking at these videos in English and trying to transcribe them, the subtitles. It's like I've learned so much about Dr. Naram because you actually get to watch these videos where before I've only been able to see, read the book and hear other people tell experiences, but now I'm actually watching these videos of Dr. Naram and him saying, when you want to learn deeper and deeper, when you want to heal deeper and deeper, the deeper and deeper you want to go. And I thought, for Hussein, if he wants to learn deeper and deeper, and for all of us, if we want to learn deeper and deeper, then we can go from reading in the book to watching, just like Mike was saying, to watching it. It's different senses and you get a different sense of what's going on. So that was sort of my take from it.
Yeah, it's so powerful. Those who apply these secrets, it looks like miracles happen. And those who help share these secrets, it looks like miracles happen. And Hussein showing up was so beautiful. It was one of those synchronicities. And as a surprise to everyone, right here, right now, we have Hussein.
Hello, everyone. First of all, thanks for the introduction. I don't know what to say. Like, I am first of all really, really happy to be here, and I am I'm excited beyond measure, to be honest, to be here. Like, it's crazy how I found you. I don't know, and it went too fast. Like, I literally just found the book on, I think, Wednesday. Started reading it on Thursday, and through the first 30 pages, I'm like, I have never read anything like this before, not like in that measure, with this Marmar points. And when I read the name Dr. I was really skeptical at first, but when I read the name Dr. Giovanni, I was like, oh my God, because I'm a doctor myself, so when I read the name Dr. Giovanni, I had a connection to that, like a Italian doctor from Europe that went to see Dr. Naram. So I thought he has to know something, or he has to have seen something in Dr. Naram that nobody maybe have ever seen before. So that's why he left everything behind to follow this man. So I realized, man, I don't know what he knows, but whatever it is, I have to be there and I have to learn from him. And it's crazy. Like, I have no idea. It's crazy. It's really crazy. I'm just really happy to be here. And right now I am, since I went in the group, I saw it, and I found this community. I thought to myself, I really need to be part of it, and the best, the best thing I can do is by giving, So that's why I am doing the bonus videos now and translating them into German, because I'm from Germany. I am a doctor practicing in Germany, and my biggest thing I want to do is literally just to help people, not just fight the symptoms, but fight the root. And that's what Dr. Naram is all about. It's about the truth, and I'm literally just about the truth. That's why I'm here. I'm literally, I don't want to talk too much about myself. This group is about all of us, about all of you. I don't just want to take the stage, so to speak, but I'm really just extremely happy to be here.
I want to acknowledge you, Hussein. So beautiful. He came on the call. He said, I'm a doctor and I've been looking for this, I feel like my whole life.
It's true. 100%.
And he's like, I finally found it.
Yeah.
And I found how people can really heal. And I loved it. He was like, if Dr. Giovanni from this respected Italian university, one of the most respected in Europe, can go, what did he learn? And just from going to Giovanni's page, he saw the link about actually it was last Sunday's call, and he clicked on it, even though it was the middle of the week. Maybe you thought there was going to be a recording or something, I don't know. But it happened to be this live meeting in which in my mind, I was literally just asking, who's going to help with German? It's so beautiful. So beautiful, Hussein. Amazing. I love when it's so obvious. It's really powerful. Anything else that, Hussein, as you're listening to this call today, as you heard Heidi's story, Arati share, Arati's also a doctor in Germany, very respected doctor. Anything else in this call today that has touched your heart or inspired you in any way?
To be honest, Heidi's story about COVID is I was just sitting there, man, just putting my hands on my head, just thinking because when you work in, it's different to work in the hospital, and I just was sleeping yesterday in the hospital 24 hours, right? I'm literally just going through the patients. I'm just thinking to myself, what if I could do this, I could like just literally heal like every single one of them, or at least try to, you know what I'm saying? And when I see like Heidi like has had COVID and literally like healed in 2 days, and seeing the patients in our hospital right now going through 2-3 weeks, 4 weeks, and sometimes, man, like it ends bad, right? I'm thinking like, what if, you know, I'm asking myself literally like 24 hours yesterday, what if, all the time, what if, you know? And like, to be honest with you, like the last 2-3 days after I met you, like on the call, my head is like just exploding, like, because I feel like my whole belief system is like changing, you know? And I know that I need to change, because this is the truth, you know? I can't just stay the same and just accept a false reality, you know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, man, it's crazy. Like, I'm really happy for Heidi, and I hope like so many other people find this, because it's just, I don't know, I'm really, like, I don't know if you can see this or hear it, I'm just like speechless, man. I don't know what to say, I swear, it's like crazy. Yeah, even, yeah, all like all the stories in the book, the stories here I'm gonna hear and we are hearing, I don't know, I'm just happy, man, I'm just happy.
Yeah, I want to honor you, Hussein. I want to honor all the doctors. So many brilliant doctors now are saying, I want to really help. You know, you take the Hippocratic Oath, which is do no harm, but also you want to really see deep healing happening. So in Berlin University, Dr. Naumann and I taught a course where brilliant doctors from all over the world came just to learn how to apply these ancient secrets with their own practices, with their own patients. Even Nick has a fantastic story. He didn't even know me a couple months ago. And for like, was about to go for back surgery, and his back surgeon had everything all set to go. And then all of a sudden he saw me and we did something. And then as a result, he got full mobility of a leg that he hadn't been able to walk on for 3 years, not be able to walk properly on it. And then on a couple of calls ago, actually on a Facebook Live, I saw him in the park and he pointed at this Mount Olympus. He says, you know, what I want to hike that mountain. It was so cool. After not being able to walk properly, he just wanted to have this feeling of accomplishment. Now, we invited everyone on the call to join us to hike with Nick to this mountain. Now, Nick got a little excited and I got this message from him, this video, which I'm going to play. It's such a fun video. This is just a 1-minute video, but this just came to me last week and I just want to share this with you.
All right, sorry, Dr. Clint. I just couldn't wait to come check this out, see if I could make it up here on Mount Olympus a little bit. So I haven't gotten that far, but I don't know, I'm trying. Thanks.
It's so cool. It's so beautiful. Nick, what was that like? Not walking for 3 years and now hiking Mount Olympus in the snowstorm.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, pretty incredible to be able to do something that for 3 years I figured I would never do anything like that again. And I mean, it started, there was a real blizzard. It was really snow falling. And I said, I don't care, I'm going. This is my time to do this. And I didn't make it all the way up. I didn't even make it close to all the way up, but I just wanted to go do it and see what I could do and take my time. And I was really slow, but yeah, it was pretty cool that I could get that done.
Yeah, it's so cool. He went back to his surgeon. His surgeon said, oh my goodness, according to what I see, you don't actually need to have surgery anymore. Let's reset your surgery for 3 months from now. But if you're still feeling good, then don't worry about it. Don't come. Now, it's deeper healing takes time. So it's not like instantaneous quick fix. His body is still processing, his mind, his emotions are still processing, and he's going through the healing deeper and deeper. But to get this far, this quick is so inspiring and so remarkable. In fact, do we have Dr. Pranav on this call right now? Dr. Pranav? I can see Dr. Priyanka and some others, but is Dr. Pranav on this call? I want to share with you a real beautiful story from Dr. Pranav. So he also had a very beautiful patient, and I'm just going to share this with you just in a moment. I don't know if he's going to be able to be on this call or not. I asked him to join. He had this very powerful patient. In fact, I'll just read you what he says about this patient. It's so cool. He says, this this very powerful patient had something called pyogenetic meningitis. So he was unable to walk or speak. He was in a wheelchair for 4 years. Then he started the ancient healing treatment. He started giving him the herbs, started giving him all the diet, and also the detox therapy, the marma therapy. And after 1 month, this is what happened. I'm going to show you this. This is after 1 month. This is so cool. This makes me so happy. And how happy Dr. Ram must be. Okay, this is him now, 1 month later. This is just this week.
Holy moly.
So cool. Look at that, just taking the wheelchair behind him. Pretty soon he won't need the wheelchair. It's so cool. Dr. Pranav, are you on this call? Can you unmute yourself if you're here? I asked him to be on this call. I don't hear you on the call, Dr. Pranav. We'll have him share, but he just basically gave him Sumeda, Mind Power, Bliss, Ojas, Suraday. He also helped him with some other very powerful marma therapy, nausea, Shirodhara. Amazing, so powerful. So talking about, okay, I just want to Hussein, you know, your reaction as you're seeing these kind of stories. I just want to hear just for fun.
Yeah, no. Well, man, like I swear to God, I don't know what to say. Just crazy, man. Like, you know, I didn't want to say this, you know, but the thing is, my own brother has autism and he's really like sick. That's how he's like born, you know, and that's why when I was young, I decided to become a doctor because I want to help my brother. But like when I got into medical school, I thought it's like there's no other way because my brother got treated by the best doctor in Europe, you know, Dr. Panzer here in Berlin. Like that's what they say for like children, right? And after 17 or 18 years, they said, like he said, there is no, he doesn't understand my brother and there's no treatment for him. And it just got worse and worse, you know? But when I see something like this, I swear like my brother is standing here right now. I just like my younger brother, not the sick one. I just called and like, just look at this. Like this is like, I have never like seen something like this. And the crazy thing is we believe like in Western, you know, like medicine and the Western world that like we know everything or like we just have like figured out everything, you know? And then you see like I'm sorry for saying like this, almost we're like so ignorant, you know, to like believe something like this because like it's like it takes like this sacred ancient, you know, medicine is just, man, like 2,500 years old, maybe older, I don't know, and like can treat people like this, you know? And this, when I see this, I swear to God, like my heart from the deepest of my heart, I'm just like so like happy and fascinated and like too much emotions, man. Like I don't know, like I literally just like torn right now, like with what I want to say or what it's incredible, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like I don't know what to say, man. I'm just happy, man.
Yeah.
I'm literally happy to be here and to see this. And I think every doctor and every person should know about this, you know, because it literally would change everything, you know, and there's just too much knowledge, too much love, too much everything that is right now in this call. And like, it's just, you know, like, I don't know what to say. I'm really just really happy.
Beautiful.
Really, really happy.
You're getting a lot of love from people in the chat that are just loving on you, Hussein, saying you're in the right place. Even Rachel says, what a huge gift to be able to enhance the quality of life through natural remedies that come from source, from Mother Earth. You know, Bridget says, wow, now a doctor sharing that he's so happy and fascinated by all the incredible stories shared today. Dr. Hussein is just so happy. Every doctor and every person should know about this, quoting you. It could change it. She's quoting you. It's so powerful, so beautiful. So many people. Eliza says, the healing, it takes time, sometimes is quick. Just keep taking the herbs. Anyway, so many beautiful things. Yeah, someone else says, yes, Hussein, love is the basis of everything. And Mike says, it's okay to be skeptical too. We all were skeptical, including Dr. Clint started there. Even Mike says we should have a challenge, said, bring your skeptic, you know, have this challenge where, because really we want evidence. We want truth. That's what we want. And that's when the skeptic melts away. Beautiful. Danny says, your love brought you here, Dr. Hussein. Nina says, contagious healing has begun. We're on the journey of spreading love. Beautiful. Ronnie says, suggest Hussein to join the 100-day program. Yeah, the 100-day program already started, but in the future, we'll figure out some way to do that. I want to thank you, Hussein, for being here. Thank you, Janet. Thank you, Nick. And I want you to stay on the call because we have some really cool things that are, if you think this has been awesome, wait to see what happens next. But let's just give some love right now. Everyone, let's give some love to Janet, to Nick, to Hussein, to all the translators who are doing such an amazing work. We love you and we're with you. We're so grateful for you sharing on this call. It's so cool. Okay, Mike, can you remove the spotlights from us? Help me remove the spotlights right now. Okay, so now I saw a lot of people that were talking about, imagine what happens also when the audiobook comes out. Just this last week, I was in the recording studio finishing the audiobook in English. And it's such a powerful thing. I just got a message. Actually, is Vrenia on this call? I don't see if Vrenia is here. I don't see her on right now. She's helping with some of the audio cues. Gary gave me a whole bunch of audio cues we can use in it. Also, his partner, Dan Alvarez, helped me. And then Vrenia is helping me listen to it. I gave it to the sound engineer is working on it because you have to work on making all the sound smooth. He sent me a message. He's saying, I just can't help. I'm trying to edit this book, but I'm just in tears, as I'm listening to it. It's just such a powerful, such a compelling story. I got one beautiful message from actually a really powerful healer in his own right from Italy. Those who know Alex. Alex says, I'm willing to offer my voice out of love for Dr. Ram to record the Italian audiobook. On the chat message, I saw Elena. She says, I know how I can serve. I can record the audiobook in Spanish. So imagine when not only the book is printed in all these languages, but people can listen to it and feel that vibration of love, the skepticism at first, and then melt away in the miracle moments of possibility. So I just want to honor everyone who's helped in so many ways. I think I saw Afsena. Are you ready just to share a little bit right now about the translation into Farsi?
Of course, I'm sorry for earlier. I was on the call with another translator who cannot be here today, but there was some issues, so I was going through translation. I feel so grateful to Dr. Naram, of course, and more than anything to Dr. Clint for this book, and Dr. Giovanni, who is my personal doctor, and Dr. Smita. It's the love for Dr. Clint to begin with that has brought me to this point. I am extremely, extremely grateful. Translating the book, can I just say, it's not about translating at all. It's about that, I don't know. It's about that love that we're putting into it. Every time I type, it's as if my heart is jumping up on the keyboard. Urgent translation is extremely difficult for us because we are writing, we are copying every single alphabet to just make one word. I don't know if you can comprehend how long it takes, but we are getting so much deeper healing, and a lot of the way that I speak now is different. I think you guys have my first recording when I was crying. The first time Dr. Clint said, this is the last day of our Zoom calls. Do you remember that, Dr. Clint?
Yeah.
I was in tears. How can you end the Zoom calls? And I feel a lot more grounded. And I remember I was typing an email to Dr. Clint saying, you cannot just leave it like this. You cannot. And translation together with Fatima, which I'm grateful for, and also with Jafar, who's there. I don't know if they are on the call now. I'm very grateful, and of course Roxana is trying to help us too. I'm very grateful to them because we are all working full time, and also I'm excited to say that I'm doing the 100-day training. That is a must do if anybody is not doing. Believe me. Thank you so much. I don't know what else to say except to say I feel loved by the universe. And I want to just say thank you to Carol, to Jaina, to darling Dr. Clint, Dr. Giovanni, Dr. Smita, Dr. Priyanka, and everybody who is here, because you have changed my entire world. I cannot tell you. I'm going to write a book about how you changed my world one day. Thank you. If anybody knows any Persian translators, any Persian person, please ask them to contact me. We are very close to finishing the translation. I'm translating, I'm proofreading. And please help us by giving my number, my name to any Iranian person you have ever met in your life. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Asena. So grateful for you. Thank you, thank you. You know, it's so powerful. Vinay, are you on the call? Can you just speak for a little bit?
Yep,
Vinay.
I'm here, sir.
Oh, Vinay, yay. Vinay was right hand of Dr. Naram for more than 26 years or some long time. And it's such an honor to have him here in these experiences and sharing. Vinay, is either Bhavin or Sanjeev on this call today? I didn't see either of them on right now.
Clint, I just have to say hello to Vinay. Hello, Vinay, dear friend.
Hello, Mr. Gary. How are you? In fact, I was just about to write to you, Mr. Gary, that how about one day you can play a track what we have recorded in the words of the Dr. Naram also, in the voice of the Dr. Naram.
Yeah.
It's coming. It's coming.
Thank you.
When Gary was in India, we took Dr. Ram to the recording studio and recorded something where Dr. Ram could speak to you first thing in the morning and last thing before you go to sleep. Whatever words he would speak from his heart. And Gary's putting it to music. So that way we can always have these precious words. Whoever's interested in that, just go ahead and put in the chat, I want that. Okay, good. Vinay, I just want any reaction from today's call so far, anything that you want to share from your heart?
Yeah, definitely. It's really what Dr. Ram used to say, touch, move, and inspired. He used to say that one of the wisdom, touch, move, and inspired. And it's really, I can see that thing, that the way the journey what Dr. Ram has started with the Baba Ramdas and his own journey of the 36 years, and I can see that his dream to bring the ancient secret in every heart, every home, it's beginning, as Miss Nina has said very rightly. The ancient secret started working and it's coming, it's spreading like anything. And I'm really honored, and it really, for me, it's like that too, as I spoke in the pod also, that it really helped me to bring out myself from inner, which I was looking for myself in the last 11 months during the lockdown. It was really helping to me to come out from these things. And really, I can say, and I really feel that Dr. Ram is right now with me, and it's helping me to look for the different things. Thank you so much.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Vinay. We actually have a really special guest we'll have hopefully on next week. He shares a powerful story. You know, we've shared remedies about boosting your immunity. There's so many remedies in here. And he has a very powerful story about prostate, how his prostate was enlarged. It's hard when it's like that. You have to go to pee many times a night. Your sleep is affected. Other things are affected. Just from following the remedies, the ancient secrets, his prostate got so much better. All the reports showed, and his physical health got better. His confidence got better. It's such a powerful story. We also have a story from Chicago about, you know, Hussein was talking about his brother has autism. We have so many powerful stories of people who get better and better. In fact, I don't know if Padmalaya is on this call right now. Let me just check real quick. Yeah, Padmalaya, you're here. Fantastic. Padmalaya, can you unmute yourself? Share any inspiration to Hussein and all of us?
Wow. Yeah, so I sent him a private message saying, hey, my son is recovered. If you want help, I can try to help you. And you know, he's recovered before I found out about this, but it's been fascinating to me that some of the core principles are the same. And one of the biggest things is this idea of what do I want? And I remember going through this with the early part of the process with my son and switching over from saying and believing and being told by others that's not possible. Don't even think about that. Don't hope for that. Just set that aside. Completely flipping that around and choosing to believe this is possible, and then going toward that because I'm believing it. So those core things are really there, and everybody else's story, I think that's a component of it.
Yeah. Mike, actually, can you unmute yourself? You put in the chat some fun process that goes along with what Padmalaya said. Everyone starts as a skeptic, and then what are the stages?
Well, I'd have to find go back. I think, it goes from being skeptical to incredulous to just like being open to a possibility that maybe there is something that's there, to then experimenting. I'll just try it, or hearing about some experiment, and then it works, and then, but then that doesn't solve it, because then another layer of skepticism comes in. Well, it worked once. I don't know if it'll work again, or if it will. How can this be? And it's a cycle. It's a process.
Yeah. And then what happens is when you really want it, and then you introduce someone you love to it, then all of a sudden you get more nervous. Oh my goodness, what did this person I love it doesn't work for?
Yeah, the people that you want it to help the most, like you write about taking your dad to. I cannot believe the amount of doubt and skepticism you must have. I mean, you capture it well in your writing, but oh my gosh, that you took your dad, like, oh, what have I done? This isn't going to work. This is, and, and then the switch where his joy and happiness and recovery,
I do think that this is an interesting aspect of healing, and talking about how we can know of even one example and still be skeptical, because this happened to me, that I knew of one example of someone being recovered. But somehow for me, I was very fortunate, and I think children can be very motivating. I actually latched onto that. So maybe I want to encourage everybody, and for Hussein, to latch on to this idea that this is absolutely possible, and just do not doubt it for another second, and just go forward. I'm sure Dr. Naram believed. And Clint, you were talking about how, these things are really explainable by medical science. They seem like miracles, but they're really not. I call my son my miracle child, but actually then I'm thinking when I say that, it's all completely explainable. But we were also told this was impossible. To expect very little out of his life. That maybe he'd be able to manage his basic self-care, but I heard of that one story. But I think the more we share our stories, we can have that tangible evidence.
Yeah.
And that's been the biggest thing for me of this whole group, is what do I want, and claim it.
Padmalaya, you just represent so much the love of a mother, coming back to a mother's love. One of the greatest scientists, Einstein, says there's only two ways to look at life. One is as though nothing is a miracle, and the other is as everything is a miracle. It's not based on Western science. These ancient secrets aren't based on Western science, and sometimes they're not even verifiable by Western scientific paradigm. Chapter 13 really helped me understand that, as Max and as the other doctor was sharing with me his story. But it is based on its own scientific principles, verifiable. Some of the instruments we have, they can't even measure the subtleties of what this ancient science is looking at. They can't even look at it. It's not even in the purview, the perspective. But in this ancient preserved science has this preserved for thousands of years. Thank God for a reason, so that way we can have it today. Speaking about a mother's love, last week we talked a lot about Amrapali's secret. I got a message from Claudia. She's not on the call now, but she said as she was taking this, so Amrapali was this beautiful woman, 65 years old, known as the most beautiful woman in the world in ancient times. The original master Jivaka, whose picture is up here behind me, in this lineage, one of his patients was the king of the land, King Bimbisara. The other was Buddha was one of his patients. One of his patients was Amrapali. And how was she so beautiful at the age of 65 that the king, who was 35, fell in love with her? It's because she balanced her hormones. She kept the Shakti power because her hormones were all balanced. In today's society, with pollution, with stress, with anxiety, with all the foods we're eating, the Shakti power is hard to maintain because all the hormones are out of balance. Dr. Ram spent so much of his life. In the end of this book, there's a secret remedy called Amrapali's Secret Home Remedy. You mix all the ingredients and you take it. Or Dr. Ram created so it's available. You just take 1 teaspoon of this in the morning, 1 in the evening. There's also a tablet. He calls this Amrapali's Secret Nectar or Amrapali's Secret Nutrition. I got a message from Claudia. She said after only a couple weeks of taking this, 128 days not having a period, first time in her life, 128 days, no period. After taking this only about almost a half of the bottle, her period started again. She talked about the joy of that powerful experience. So what's possible? You know, the story in the book where the woman was almost 50, menopause for 6 years, had her period again, and then had a beautiful baby. What's possible? You know, what's possible for you and for me? So now I just want to say, this. I want to say, coming back to the love of a mother, Mike, if you can prep us to break in and to go to breakout groups, I want you to think about some wisdom or some insight that you learned from your mother. We're going to go to breakout groups where I want you to share with each other some wisdom you learned from your mother. When we come back, we have a special musical number that's been created and dedicated for Dr. Naram by 2 fantastic musicians. You're going to love this. But right now, I want you to drop into that love, that experience of love, the love of your mother. We're going to go into breakout rooms now. Mike, you can open it up. You'll have about 5 minutes in your room. So do you want to share about 1 minute each person? You'll see on your screen where, Mike, are you able to create it where the breakout room, can you open it up?
It's now open.
Okay, so click on your screen, go into your breakout room and share what's some wisdom that you learned from your mother. Some wisdom you learned from your mother. And so for those who are watching live on Facebook, we'll just have a little discussion here with anyone that's left here. Let's see. Valerie. Let's see, maybe she jumped out. Can you unmute yourself, Valerie?
We've got about 150 people that have made the jump. 83 still here.
Valerie.
Okay. Hi.
Hey, here's a beautiful.
I was going to join a room, but didn't make it on time.
That's okay. You can still join your room after. But what's some wisdom that you learned from your mother? First of all, you're a mother, but something that you learned from your mother, something you learned from her love.
Oh, a lot of wisdom from my grandmother, actually, more from her mother. But no, she didn't have a lot of time. So she was always saying that whatever you do, you know, you really have to do it over 100%. Because like they were always working, both of them, but if you don't do it over 100%, it's not worth doing it because you're wasting your time, you're wasting everything. Like, you know, when you're cleaning, they would teach me how to clean the toilet, and they were, you have to be able to drink from it after. So they want it really so clean that you would say, oh, I can drink from that with no problem. So that was a kind of teaching. But I think you're more looking for, I don't know, love teaching and like that. So.
Oh, that's so powerful. Where did you learn to hug so good? How come you're like the most amazing hugger? You're just born like that?
No, I guess my son, I'm so happy to see him. And after, you know, when I'm around him, I guess I'm just hugging everybody like if they were my son. I don't know. When I met you, you were close to my son. So, you know,
well, I'm so
it's his
grateful for
love.
that.
He's so powerful. I mean, his love for me is so, I don't know. My daughter too, you know, if well, you will meet her one time or because you already met him. But
sit down at your iPad.
Oh, real
At
quick,
the icon screen, lightly
Linda,
touch the
I want
face.
you to share in a minute as well, Linda. Anything, what's your takeaway from the 100-day course so far?
For now?
Yeah. What's your takeaway from the first 2 weeks or 3 weeks?
It's amazing. It's really amazing in changing. So I didn't finish my assignment for second 2 weeks too, because I want something that's really put me to the challenge.
Yeah.
And
good.
around here, I didn't think it would be that challenging, or ask some neighbor, even if it's not my place, but my parents' place. I didn't think that was really fit to the challenge. So when my daughter left, I said, "You're so lucky, you're gonna go by train, you will have hundreds of people using that. That's what the challenge." So I'm trying to find something a little more challenging and to give it really I think the way you wanted us to do it, to be faced, because I used to clean, so that was not challenging. I want something more.
Beautiful. Thank you for joining us from Switzerland, Valerie. Thank you for sharing your love all the way from there.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
I give you a big hug.
Oh, yes, please. I love your,
So
I
please
love your
feel
hug.
it.
I feel it. Thank you, Valerie. Let's go to Trisha Merrill. Trisha, what's some wisdom you learned from your mother's love?
Well, my mother was amazing. I grew up in Oregon, and I come from atheists. And she just loved everyone. It was amazing. I can remember sitting in a hot tub with her. "Trisha, do you really think there's a God?" I mean, it was just amazing to me as a child. I was just out in nature. And then I married and came. I live about a half an hour from you, Clint.
Really? Amazing. You got to come to our mung bean cook-off with my mama then.
Oh, how do I get information for that?
Yeah, we'll have to figure out some way to get information. I'll put some message where people can know about it.
I would love that.
Yeah.
And so all the major religions are about love and service. And here was someone who had absolutely no feeling connection to God in her mind. And she loved everyone. She was always helping everyone. I mean, it's really what you're doing, Clint. We're talking about the secrets, and boy, I want the secrets faster than you can give them. But
what I want to acknowledge is that love transcends all. Even Dr. Ram, he said the ancient secrets, they're beyond religion and beyond culture, beyond nationality. They're good for Muslims and atheists and Christians and Buddhists, and really it's because that love as well. The light switch, it works. It doesn't matter. And when you love in that way, it makes that healing go deeper, and it's independent of anything. And it's what this is the best part of being human. Well, thank you so much for sharing that, Trisha. So beautiful. Linda, I want you to share too. Very powerful mama. I'm going to be closing the rooms and having everyone come back in.
As you opened the room, my mother was calling me.
Yeah.
Wanting me to help her get onto her church service, which is almost every recurring Sunday event. She has age-related dementia. I live with two people who have dementia issues. But what she taught me, I grew up in an abusive home. However, what it taught me was that who I became was up to me. And how I ended up treating the people who tried to harm me was my decision as to how I forgave and how I loved them for their broken parts. Because I think my mother, she also grew up in an abusive home, and she was continuing the cycle and didn't know how to break it. And so it brought a deeper love inside of me to love the injured and to find forgiveness for them and to find their humanness and to understand where they're coming from. And in turn, I ended up loving my mother more because I knew that she had been harmed and she needed loved. And so, if that makes sense, if you can take something bad and make it good, I think my pain that I grew up with made me a better person. And I am grateful for that. And I am grateful that I still have my mom at 95 years old and I still have a relationship with her. And I can love her more today than I did when I was growing up and didn't understand.
Linda, thank you so much for sharing. It's so important to realize that not all of us grew up in homes where we felt so much love, you know, and in those kind of situations, how you transcended it. Because I know your daughter, Sarah. In fact, I wonder if Sarah's on this call right now. Let's see here.
It's Daniel's birthday weekend.
Oh, it is. Oh, that's so fun. I know and love your daughter and how you raised her, how you broke the chain of abuse, and how you infused in her so much love that she just can't help. She's just glowing it everywhere all the time. You know, it's so powerful.
Thank you.
Everyone, welcome back from your breakout group. In the chat, just put, what is one wisdom that you learned from your mother? Just go ahead and put the one wisdom in there from your mother's love. And actually, we'll have a couple people share. Rochelle, you want to share? What's one wisdom from your mother? Thinking about a mother's love and thinking about honoring your mother.
You know, these past couple of years, maybe just even couple of months, I've had such an amazing experience reflecting on all the effort that my mother put forward. She raised us kids, 5 of us, essentially alone. And how she managed even the most basic things like getting the meals on the table and getting the washing done and keeping the house straight and all of that. I can't imagine, but she demonstrated such incredible strength and resolve and perseverance. It's such a beautiful lesson for me.
So beautiful. Jody Curtis, I don't know if you're able to share. Let's see if you're able to share here. Oh, good.
Is my video on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So my mom, there's so much wisdom that my mom has that she's shared, but she always just encouraged my dreams. She just always encouraged my brother and I that we could do anything we wanted, anything we put our minds to, anything was possible. She encouraged our independent thinking and our creativity, and just really encouraged our independence. So it's made me very strong and resilient and independent, and I find the wisdom of facing the fear and doing it anyway to be very valuable. I constantly practice that as an adult.
Yeah, face the fear and do it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you've had some interesting experiences feeling connected with Dr. Ram over this last couple of weeks. You feel comfortable sharing it?
Sure. Not only over the last couple of weeks, but really since getting introduced to the work. And I don't know how much to share because I'm still kind of uncovering it myself, but I just feel his presence a lot. And I like feel him right, like his presence next to me an awful lot. And I'll get little nudges of things to post or write, and I'm sure that I'm not alone. I mean, his desire to be in every heart, in every home is real. And, you know, when I had posted something that some of his wisdom not too long ago, and I noticed a lot of people that loved him so much were sad and saying, you know, why did you have to leave us, and you know, things like that. And every time I would read that, I would hear him in my mind saying, tell them I'm not gone, tell them I'm still here, tell them to feel me near. And I just hesitated on posting that for days, but he keeps nudging me to do it. So so it's just like that. It's interesting for me too, to kind of be in tune with this connection. But I was talking to my stepdad about it last night because I had the same experience with my teacher over the years. And it took me years to just accept that I wasn't making this up in my head, that this is actually real, you know, and to practice heeding the wisdom that was coming or doing the thing that was coming. And so I'm just trying to open up to that with Dr. Naram, because I've been asking for his guidance. So it's no wonder that he's showing up, you know?
Yeah, so powerful. Sometime I want you to share about your experience as a mother as well. Not today, but you have a very powerful daughter and a very inspiring story about how to be a mother for the children that are coming in the world now. It's an amazing thing. I want to honor you, and I want to honor all the mothers on this call. Thank you. Oh, thank you for what you're doing. So powerful. A couple more people are going to share, and then we'll go into this very powerful musical number. Andrea for Humanity, can you share any wisdom or insight from this call, your takeaway from today's call?
Namaste, everyone. Yes, again, just to piggyback on what Jody just mentioned, the ever presence of Dr. Naram. I'm constantly reminded that he's with us all, as long as we open our hearts to receive him. And I'm most grateful for this opportunity in this community. It's something I've prayed for many years, and to actually find it, I'm in awe. And so I thank you, Dr. Clint, for facilitating this for us all. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I just want to share, for those who were on the call last Sunday, Andrea talked about how she read the book. She's like, it needs to have an index. And out of initiative, she just started to do it. And it's so powerful. Can you share that insight about forcing something versus allowing it to flow?
Sure, absolutely. I approached the whole process like anybody else. Well, these are words, and I'm gonna log it, catalog it some kind of way. And then I got this reminder that no, this book is alive. It has a pulse, and each word is pulsating at its own frequency. And once I stepped back and realized you cannot force or pry something open, I approached it from a different angle. I asked each word, why are you here? What is your purpose? Dr. Naram says, the quality of your life depends on the quality of your questions. Once I started doing that, my vibrational frequency started rising. It put me in mutual attunement with my book, giving me access to that portal. And I know many of you have found a portal. I can tell when I hear you speak, which put me into the other universe. And my God, I was just right here looking at the book, and I got the nudge again. Dr. Naram said, I missed something. I was ready to release it to you, and I got the nudge again. Go to page so-and-so. And I realized, oh my God, thank you, Dr. Naram. Thank you so much.
So beautiful. I really believe we're guided. There's no accident that you're here, and there's no accident that you're in the space you are now. What if you learn things that can really, the challenge activity for this 100 days course for week 3, I believe is something that could save your life or the life of someone you love. For those who aren't part of the 100-day course, I may just share it with you anyway next week if you want to. It's how to create your own ancient healing emergency kit. So like we say so many times on the call, if you have an emergency, call 911, call your doctor. Now, what if you're in an earthquake and no ambulance can come, or the floods and no one can get to you, or the hospital system is taken up, or it takes 45 minutes for the ambulance to get to you? What do? What if you had your own ancient healing emergency kit? You knew which marma points to press. You knew what ingredients in your own kitchen could be medicine for you. You could help the person you love with blood pressure, with anxiety, with skin problem, with a rash, with an insect bite. What if you could help with all the common kind of emergencies? You become so powerful, So this week's challenge activity is about that. Actually, I just used my emergency kit this morning, to help someone that was in a lot of pain. And she was shocked just because I had it with me. Dr. trained me to always have my emergency kit with me. If you see me anywhere, you'll know I have my emergency kit with me. You never know when you get to use it. So those who are interested in that, you can let me know, and we'll make sure that everyone has access to that, because it's just powerful. You come on these calls, you show up with your heart. Why don't you gain some benefit from that? So if you're not a part of the 100-day course and you want that, you can put it in the post below. I want to hear from a couple other people, including Lawrence Katz. Lawrence, what's some takeaway from today's call? I don't know if you can unmute yourself and just share, either some wisdom from your mother or something you gained from today's call. Let's see if you're able to.
I am so blessed that I had a Jewish mother who loved everybody that showed up. She taught me that the most important thing to do is make everybody your friend. And because of her, I started doing the healing practice that I've been doing, and loving every human being, every animal, all nature, everything that existence created for us to love. She taught me with her smile and her beingness. She is and always will be in my heart as a magnet of joy and love from everyone I meet, to go to their heart and feel them.
So beautiful. I felt that. Jaina, anything you want to share about what you gained from this call, what you learned from your mother?
You know, this has been a really empowering call. I mean, to be able to see, I love the hearts of these translators. You know, it's amazing to me that, and this includes Andrea and even the people who do the videos, they touch every word of that book. Every single word is touched. I mean, it's beautiful, you know, and if you think about that, those words being touched, how deep it goes into your soul. And as they are taking the interpretation of Dr. Clinton, they're changing it into a different language. I mean, their mind must go several different ways, because not every word translates so easily. It's absolutely beautiful. I am so grateful for the messages that have come to me, people who want to do the audiobook. They're just, I'll pass those on to Dr. Clint. But I am just amazed. We are drawn to this group because we love the feeling of love. I had one person contact me last week that said, I just want to continue to serve, you know, just please, you know, put me to work. I just want to serve. And I said, you've caught the bug. You know, this is really like a love bug. Like, you know, just like the COVID, you know, heck, I want to catch this bug instead of COVID. It's just beautiful. And I just really appreciate it. I'm so grateful for everybody here and in this community. You guys your hearts are so incredible. And with that, Heidi, or not Heidi, but Ronnie said something about her mother and her group. Ronnie, would you unmute yourself and share with us your mother's words of wisdom? Are you still on the call?
Yeah, I am. Thanks, Jana. You know, I as I said in the group, I was totally blessed. My mother always taught us to, no matter who we met, no matter what they did, to meet them at their heart. And their heart was the most important thing about them, that there's always more good in everybody than bad. And that whenever anything was going on, go back to meeting them at their heart. And it's what you do, Dr. Clint, for this whole group. I mean, and that was instant. As soon as the first time I met you, it was, you didn't even have to think about it with Dr. Clint. It just went boom. It was, so it's so exciting. It's so exciting, and to be here and watching all the love that comes out of this group and how it's expanding.
Yeah, so beautiful. You know, I'm so grateful for you. Thank you, Jaina, and thank you, Ronnie, for sharing. JC Ramesh is also on this call. Speaking about mothers, his neighbor was Mother Teresa. And actually, you know, Jaina, you talk about the love bug being caught. JC, you want to talk about how you explain these Sunday calls to your friends and family?
Oh, I tell them, if you want unconditional love, just come here and see for yourself. Love it was that made us, and it was love that saved us. Love was God's plan when he made man, cause divine nature is love. Born of God's love, we must love him. So it was such a beautiful Mother Teresa. Whenever you saw her, she was so full of love. We would go to those homes of the backward children. Oh, I shouldn't call them backward, but you know, we go there and we will just see them playing among themselves or just doing odd and odd things. But when she called them, her love was so strong, they would come to her just like a little child and sit on her lap, and she'd speak to them, play with their hair, give them total love, and they responded in love. People who you thought they were not aware of anything, they were aware of love. So love is very powerful. And here's what I see, the love of all these faces, and I see them, I say, oh my gosh, Mr. Lawrence, Jaina, Rodney, all of these lovely folks. You can see love, you can feel love, you can radiate love. You know, I feel blessed, totally blessed. Thank you.
When I was at the clinic in Dallas, JC Ramesh shows up with so many gifts for everyone. He's like Santa Claus. In fact, he says, I brought my own mung. I cooked my own mung. I want you to have it. He waited until the last patient went away, so that way I could have his mung. And when I tasted, I'm like, this is delicious. This is made with so much love. It was so beautiful. He gave me one gift. As I was walking out, he gave me another gift. Before I left, he gave me a third gift. We told him we were going to go put blankets on the homeless people because at the end of the clinic, this is in honor of Dr. Ram, we were going to the people who are cold. It had just snowed in Dallas, of all places. And so Heather and her husband, Dale, and so many people already, I surprised everyone. Monica, Kyle, Lindley, we all got the blankets and we were going to put them on. And JC Ramesh says, I've got my own blanket in my car. He pulled his own personal blanket out of his car and gave it to us. So
it was providential. I had just purchased this blanket, I don't know why and how, a week before, looking for somebody to give it to, and voila, it was just perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much. Atiti Devo Bhava. Wonderful.
And he said to everyone, come to the Sunday calls. It's like an ocean of love.
Yes,
Ocean of love.
exactly. There you go. That's exactly what I said.
I can't leave the call without honoring my mother. Now, one way I'm going to honor my mother is not make her come on the call because she's not going to get on the calls. But I want to say, if you want to come to the Hmong Bean Cook-Off, I'm going to put in the chat. It's just going to be a fun gathering. So I put, if you can contact Monica at myancientsecrets.com. This will be on this upcoming Sunday. You know, just contact her and then she'll get a list together. We'll give you details. Also, so many people have been so lovely on this chat. They say, I want to help with an audiobook. I want to help in the translation. You know, many languages aren't being translated yet. If you want to help with that, contact Monica at myancientsecrets.com or Janet, you can contact at retrogirl2883@gmail.com, or you can contact Jana. Either way, we'll put together the whole list. I'm so excited now because we have some very special guests that created a musical number tribute to Dr. Naram, honoring that love, honoring that power, the dynamic power to serve. Dr. Naram says Mother Teresa would hug people. They'd feel good for 5 minutes, but then the pain would come back. So she said to Dr. Ram, what are the ancient secrets that can help? This person has a kidney problem, go help them. Dr. Ram says, you may think Mother Teresa is gentle. No, she was really demanding. If she wanted help for someone, she let you know it. So he'd have to run and jump and go help. And when she saw that the medication she gave didn't help, but these ancient secrets helped the problem go away without side effects, she said to Dr. Ram, wow, we need to partner together. They actually created a clinic to help people who had HIV, help so many things, help animals, help so many things. This is a powerful thing. And these beautiful people, Mooney and Afzal from Toronto, have a very powerful musical number that they've created for us to enjoy. Mooney and Afzal, their combined artistic talent has been in the service of so many diverse communities, improving the quality of lives of so many hundreds of people around the world. People line up to be a part of to hear their performances. It's not often one comes across people who enable others to lead as well. Their music is very empowering. And according to Mooney, the greatest contribution for her now is helping the seniors in her community enjoy the quality of their life, being included in a community, even with the challenges that they have. She actually has a therapeutic dance, she teaches therapy through dance. And Mooney, she has this joyous way of freeing people from the pain, healing them through her method of teaching that even Dr. Ram endorsed. They created this special tribute video. Mooney and Afzal, are you on? You want to share about the video before we play it?
I want to say something. I think you said it so well. The outpour of love is so intense. And as someone says that he's not gone, he is there. In these beautiful words, for those who don't understand, it says, Chale bhi aao, come here. We are all here. Come here. Like you are there with us. And that is, if that is a sin, okay, that's a sin. I'm going to say it again and again. Come back, come to us. So it says that. I'm not going to say the music.
No, this is great. Thank you so much. It's just incredible to see the community here. I mean, it's the world out there. And it's something very humble and very small that we have put together for this incredible personality, Dr. Pankaj Naram, and the platform that Dr. Clint has created. I think it's superb. Needless to say anything more. Would you be sharing it from your end, Dr. Clint?
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll share it from my screen.
Great.
Thank you very much.
And actually, it was done in a very short while because last Saturday, when we said that we were going to do it so we did it. And our humble contribution with all our love for all of you, and a big thank you and God bless Dr. Clint for doing all this. Wonderful, Dr. Clint.
Beautiful. On that note, we're going to share this very beautiful track, shared from heart to you. A tribute in loving memory of Dr. Naram. Dr. Naram's quote is, "My mission is to bring vibrant health, unlimited energy, and peace of mind to every heart, every home through the ancient healing secrets." I invite you to open your eyes or keep them closed. Feel your heartbeat. Everyone take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. And enjoy.
चले भी आओ कि हम तुमसे प्यार करते हैं। चले भी आओ कि हम तुमसे प्यार करते हैं। ये वो गुनाह है जो हम बार बार करते हैं। चले भी आओ कि हम तुमसे प्यार करते हैं। प्यार में कसमें हम ऐसी कसमों पे क्यों एतबार करते हैं चले भी आओ कि हम तुमसे प्यार करते हैं ये वो गुनाह है जो हम बार बार करते हैं चले भी आओ कि हम तुमसे प्यार करते हैं
Wow. So powerful.
Thank you for this wonderful opportunity. There's just to, I was trying to read some comments and just thank you. I don't know how to thank everyone who liked it. It's the love for Dr. Pankaj Naram that we're, that's a common thread among all of us. And just beautiful. These emotions are also part of healing. And I think this is all we can share with you, you know, from our background. This, someone did ask to find this number, where they can find this song. Well, it's available now on YouTube. I can probably put a little name where you can get it. Is that okay, Dr. Clint?
I'll post the link to it right in the chat right now so everyone can have it.
Yes, yes. I think, thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'll put it right here in the chat for everyone. Anything you want to say about what do the words say for those who don't understand the?
Oh, it is absolutely very appropriate to the topic that's today, that come back, that we love you. That's the theme behind that song.
And that when we met, you did promise that we would always be together. So where are you?
I have to say thank you so much. Thank you so much for producing that music, and you're such talented, voices, such immensely talented voices. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, Arati, yes, we can. Thank you so much for.
Thank you very much.
Having it. Yeah, thank you.
You brought me to tears.
We're all crying.
I just have to say, I have always been touched every time I hear you on any of these Zoom calls. Your love for Dr. Naram is so strong. I know one time you had said that he was your brother and that he called you his sister, you know, which means that you guys are truly family. It's just, I know that you truly loved him, and I so appreciate when you guys are here. I just love it. So thank you so much for sharing this.
Yes, I thought the music really a sound of healing spreading throughout the internet and touching me. Thank you.
That's what he taught us, how to do it, how to give out. And that's what we're doing. And as Dr. Clint says, that I teach the seniors. I think each senior is my mother there. That's how we were talking about the mothers, and Dr. Naram taught us really how to give. The strength I get is from him, and we are both doing the work he trusted us with. He trusted out, and it's so intense here. It's so intense here.
Yeah. I want to say thank you, Muni, Afzal. Thank you, everyone, for showing up with so much love. You know, for those that want to serve even deeper, you have the email addresses. Thank you for the beautiful song of your heart, the beautiful song of your heart that brings you here. And, you know, we close these calls just by allowing people, everyone, you can unmute and just say, I love you and I'm with you, you know, and this contagious love, this contagious healing, the theme of this call.
I
I
love
love
you.
you and I'm with you.
With you and
Love
I'm
you and
I
I'm with
love you
you.
and I'm with
You
you.
and I'm
Love
with
you.
you.
Love you, I am with you.
You
And I'm with you.
Love you and
and
I'm
I
with you.
love you so much.
Love you.
I love you and I'm with
all
you.
that
Love
blessings
you and I'm
all.
with
Love
you.
you.
And
You
I'm
and
with
I'm
you.
with you.
You and I'm with
Love
you.
you and I'm with you.
Love you
Love
and
you
I'm
and I'm
with
with
And I'm
you.
you.
with
And I'm
you.
with
You
you.
and I'm with
And
you.
I'm
You and I'm
with
with you.
Love you and I'm with
And I'm with
you.
you.
I love
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 you
you.
and
You and
I'm
I'm
with
with
you.
you.
I'm
love
with
you
you.
and I'm with
I
you.
love
Love
you
you
and
and
I'm
I'm
with
with
Love
you.
you
you.
and I'm with you.
You and
I
I'm with
love you.
you.
Hi, Am.
Love
Love
you
you and
and
I'm with
I'm
I
with
you.
love
you.
you.
See you
Love you
all.
and I'm
Love
with
you
you.
Love you
all.
and I'm with
Love
you.
you and
Love
I'm
you,
with you.
Kathy. I
You
love you and I'm
and
with
with you.
you.
And
You
with
and
So
I
you.
love
cute.
you.
That's
I
so
love
blessed.
you.
Love you.
I
I
love
love
you and I'm
you
with
and I'm
you.
with
You and
you.
I'm with you.
I love you and I'm with you.
I love you and I'm with you. Excited to join with you this week. Very powerful week on really in like living these ancient secrets. And just my from my heart to your heart, you know, honoring mother, you know, if your mother is still alive, just reaching out to her today, you know, just telling her thank you, you know, thank you for everything that she gave you. And thank you that she gave you to us. I love you and I'm with you. Thank you, Dr. Naram. Thank you, this lineage. Thank you, everyone, for showing up. Namaste.
Namaste.
Hmm.